XML is very useful for exchanging and structuring data. It is also very useful for data analysis and analytics. Let's look at one example of using XML to do analytics. We are using AdventureWorks for our discussions. In this example, we want to get the most expensive order for each and every customer. We get the orders from sales order header. Then we join to customer and person to get a customer's first name and last name. We order the data by total due in descending. That will list the most expensive order for each and every customer. We use for XML Auto to create the XML structure. An XML structure needs a root element. We use the root directive to create the root element. We name our root element customer order. We use the element-centric XML format. Pay attention to the aliases we use here. We use C for customer, O for sales order header, P for person. The aliases will become the text in the XML structure. Let's run the code. Here is the handle to the XML structure. Click on it. We can see the root element is here. Under the root element, we have customers. This is our first customer. A customer has an ID. Within the customer element, we have a person element. Within the person element, we have the first name, last name, and order elements. Within an order element, we have order ID and total due elements. This is the structure of our XML. Let's go back to the code. We will create a variable of XML, then assign the XML structure to the variable. Next, we will use the nodes method of the XML structure to navigate the XML structure to do analytics. Pay attention to this value. We have only one customer ID. Therefore, we use customer ID 1. 1 is contained in a pair of brackets with the value function. And we give it an alias. Next, we go down one level to the person element. We get the first name, last name. There is only one for each. We put one in a pair of brackets for each. Also, we will get the first order within the person element. Remember, the first order is the most expensive order. Then we go down one level. We use OID 1 to get the order ID and TD1 to get the order amount. Also, pay attention to the syntax. We have S, A, and B in parentheses. A is the table. B is the column. This is just the XML syntax we need to follow. Now, let's run the code together. And we can see here is our report. We have the customer ID, customer names, and the most expensive order for each and every customer. This is just an example of how we can use XML, especially the nodes method, to do analytics. This concludes our discussion. Just a footnote. Here, we tell the nodes method we want to start with the customer element.